SkyPeAnxietyCenter.com.
Can I just, a quick question relating to what he said, you said about living your life normally?
Yeah.
Which I have not been able to do at all because the anxiety is so bad and I feel so awful physically and, you know, dizzy and spinning head. And I basically do nothing anymore.
Yeah.
It's taken over my life and I don't know. I've tried to go to church. Our church has online services as well as outdoor. And I've tried a couple times to go and just sitting there and it'll start kicking in and my legs will start bouncing and I can't even pay attention to the sermon.
Yeah.
And trying to do the things I like to do, working in my garden. My garden has just gone to pot because I physically cannot do it right now.
Yeah. And that's one of the considerations when our body gets that stimulated. We have to adjust our lifestyle accordingly so we can give the body more time to recover. Yeah. And in the meantime, it's just going to be upset. Yeah.
Can I add something?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, I just want to tell Carol that to reassure her that she's going to be okay, but she has to do the work. When it all started for me, I've been working on anxiety for 14 months. So mine was, when I did your test, is it very high. And I felt like my body was like, you know, when you're on a plane and there's a turbulence, it's how I felt. My body was never calm. At night, never, ever. And I had many, many symptoms. But I told myself, you know, whatever it takes, I'll do it. And so I did. You know, I had a hard time meditating, but I learned how to do it. And I recommend if she has a hard time, started with like Yoga Nidra or Body Scan, or just type in this apps like Insight Timer, type like relaxation meditations. Literally, you have to just listen to the voice and just do what they say. And I did that 4 times a day. You know, I still do that. And about the breathing, it's called abdominal breathing. And if you go on YouTube, they'll explain how to do it. So I do this breathing, again, 10 minutes before I meditate every time. So it's 4 times, 10 minutes. And then before that, the best way to breathe is I learned from one of the doctors on CD. It's like you breathe abdominally 4 times in, you hold for 7, and then you exhale for 8. So, and you do this 4 times, like 4 times 4. And I do that before. So, also, you know, exercise helped me because I couldn't do anything either. But it took me a year to get my body down from very high to moderate. So right now I'm at moderate. And my sleep was the same. I sometimes couldn't sleep for 2 days. The same, what she's saying, couldn't fall asleep. I thought I would never sleep. But yeah, I do sleep 5-6 hours a night. When it's my turn to ask my question, I'll ask about that. But it has improved dramatically. But it's a lot of work, and you just have to do it. If you don't do it, I don't think you can get the results. You have to be consistent. Like, put everything aside and put this on. Like, I listen to a lot of Jim's talks, and he says, you know, focus on your recovery and everything is second. And I always tell myself, everything else can wait. And at the beginning, I never thought I would get better, but I did. So you can do this too. Just believe that you can. Everybody can. It just doesn't come on its own. You have to work on it. And just be patient. I wasn't, but patience is required, I guess. This is what I just wanted to add, that you are going to be okay. Just believe that you will get better. You will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good words. And that is so important. We do. You know, the body is built on certain principles. When we do certain things, the body responds in a certain way, and that's why we can all get better. It's just that it takes such a darn long time. Yeah, it's not fast, especially, you know, the higher the stimulation, the longer it takes for the body to turn around, but it does. You just have to persevere. And I love what you said, Alina, too. Absolutely. You got to focus on your recovery now, especially when your body's really highly stimulated. That's job number 1, get your body back on track, because everything else will follow as your body recovers. So. Now, my comments for Leon were a little bit different because he's not in the same really high stimulation place that your body's at. But again, even then, we don't want to make this anxiety thing seem like a big deal. It's not. We're dealing with hyperstimulation, period, and we have anxious behaviors, period. So again, focus on recovery, and try to resume your life as best you can in all the other areas. Just recognize you can have limitations for a while until your tolerance builds.